Well, today, this evening, marks a very special day. Today is the day that the Cutlass frame is now back on all four wheels again, momentarily. I'm in the process of it. Okay. I'm getting there. So much extra stuff around. So much projects on the go. There. All right. Well. So today, Saturday, January 22nd, I believe, is the day where the car comes back down onto the ground. Historical moment. Oh, well, it would help if that jack stand was out. I was wondering what was going on here. You never have enough to screw up somewhere along the lines when you're doing something like this. You end up getting excited and you end up forgetting the stuff. There. As I was saying, today is a very special day. It's the day after, a couple days after inauguration date. And there it is. She's back down. Can you believe it? Huh. She's finally a rolling chassis again. Tires are pumped up, ready to rock. Well, sitting in the shop here today, working on the Cutlass project. Got a 3-day long weekend. It's not technically a long weekend, it's a what they call a PA day here in the school district. So we don't have to see kids on Monday, don't have to drive kids on Monday, yeah, so it's a lot of fun. I'm just getting caught up on some stuff here. I had to make some modifications to this transmission mount. Of course, aftermarket stuff never worked properly, right? So I had to drill a hole for this, and I just ran a bolt up through it and put a nut on top. Nothing else I can do with that. Really, the bottom, you can take note here, the bottom, I have a nut here, but it's not the proper nut. As we can see, a lot of play in that. So I'm just going to tighten it down for now. I won't be able to get a good torquing on that, but I'll just leave it there for now and worry about minor little things like that afterwards. But it's on all four wheels. I did bring the center link and the idler and all that, and I also put the steering box back on last night. I'm using the used parts for now. I think I might just continue to use them, as these steering parts were fine. So I'm going to put the center link in with the tie rod ends. That way the front steer tires here will steer will be parallel. So they'll be able to, like if I grab one, it's going to take the other with it, right? So I thought about it as I'm preparing to wheel this underneath the body of the car. So I thought about it more and more. It's like, you know what? I think it'd make things a little easier and a little less stressful if I just go ahead and put the center link in. I'm not going to hook it up to the steering box, not yet, because that'll add a little more resistance to the steering assembly, right, in order to turn it. So I'm just going to leave it disconnected from that, but I'll put the center link in with the tie rods hooked up. That way I can steer the tires in unison. So I'm going to get this out of here today because I wanted to change the modulator valve in the Cadillac 4T60 transmission. And yeah, so get it ready here for holy matrimony of the body to the frame once again. So for everything else, I mean, the transmission is pretty well ready to go, except the most essential stuff needed to make this thing work. Drive shaft, speedometer cable's not hooked up. Linkage, of course, is going to be a last resort because, well, that's attached to the body of the car. So, slow and steady here. I'm getting there. And there it is, all torqued down. This bolt is actually not the correct bolt. I just grabbed a spare one out of my parts bin. Spare bolt bin, I guess you could call it. This one here also came out of that bin as the original broke. So it's, but like I say, all it really does is hold it to the transmission mount. The mount doesn't really do anything. It's just mostly for vibration and to prevent it from twisting sideways or anything like that, but it never will, especially with a longitudinal transmission like this. I mean, all it is really there for is just to, you know, support the tail stock up a couple inches, I guess, and for vibration. So anyway, there's a brand new mount in there. There's brand new mounts up front. I didn't tighten these down yet, the engine mounts. I'll probably go ahead and do that next, because like I say, the engine's in there, it's not going nowhere. This managed to get busted, so I don't know if I'm going to replace just the solenoid, if I can still get just that. The starter did work, but, you know, cost of a new starter, I might just replace it. $100 from Rock Auto, so, you know, shipped and delivered to my door kind of thing. Then I want to get one of those Eastwood powder coating kits. I really want to get one of those here, or some kind of equivalent. I want to sandblast this stuff because I have an oven where you could get small parts like the fan, the air breather, the brackets that hold the alternator, air conditioner, power steering pump, and all that stuff on there. And then there's, you know, there's a bracket at the back for the cruise control, and maybe even the valve covers. I was going to replace these, but it's like you really don't really want to be sandblasting stuff like that, because, you know, if you ever put that back on and there's grains of sand in it, well, you might end up getting into the engine. So I don't know, I might replace those, because I mean, there's lots of companies that make these still. You can get aftermarket valve covers that look nicer and already powder coated for less than what it would cost you to actually sandblast it and do the work yourself. So I might just get replacements. Probably could do that with the air breather as well. Just get a nice little Edelbrock open concept kind of an air breather if you really wanted to go top dollar with it. I prefer the look of stock, so I'd rather just do that. Maybe sandblast this. The fan is looking a little rough, so I'll do that. Sandblast it. There's a fan over there that came out of the 85 Chevy. I don't know, maybe I could just swap that out too, but I don't know, the blades might be bigger, it might hit the shroud, so that was an idea that also came to my mind as well. The bumpers, I put them back on just to get them out of the snow. The bumpers were sitting in the back corner of the yard here for a while, probably a couple years, and I decided to throw those on last night. I did the back also, and the back I really wanted to do because, more specifically speaking, the rear rails, when we lifted the body, the rails popped out about maybe a quarter to half an inch. So what I wanted to do is, well, what I did last night is I took my knee, pushed it over, and then tightened it down. And the thing is I'm not sure if I'll be able to get this underneath the body of the car with the bumper on, so I only tightened down one bolt. I might have to remove the back bumper. The front bumper to be able to stay on, but that's why I tightened this one down. I torqued these down, but the back bumper might have to come off. So all in all, everything is pretty well there except the center link and all that, and there's no front shock absorbers for it, but I mean, the coil springs will be enough to support the weight of everything. So I, but in any event, I mean, that's a last minute thing. The shock absorbers can be popped in after the fact, right? Shove them right up and tighten them down, and it's going to need a front end alignment anyway, so I mean, I'm miles away from that. And yeah, I want to paint the drive shaft yet. I can't do any painting in here because I got this on the go also, so I can't really do much paint wise in here just because of that, and I don't want to get too much overspray on the frame. There's enough overspray on it as it is. So I still need to get proper bolts for this. These aren't the right ones for these little clamps. They're too big, unless you want to drill the holes bigger, but I really don't want to do that. So yeah, no, I'm gonna get those straightened out. But yeah, everything's pretty well all set. I mean, the back end is all good to go. Brand new shock absorbers in the back, control arms, UMI upper performance control arms in it. Yeah, nice powder coated lowers. I still got to do the rear sway bar, but I mean, like I say, that's also a last minute type of thing, right? That doesn't need to be done anytime soon. That can be done when the car is put back on the frame properly with body mounts and whatnot instead of 6x6 blocking. So rad support I'll probably haul out next and bring it in here to thaw it out. I don't know if I'll actually attach the rad support to anything here yet, but you know, technically the rad support could go back on. I actually might end up painting it. If memory serves me right, the rad support wasn't that bad. The front clip wasn't that bad, but I still got to throw some Delfleet here, which I will do. There's also a spot underneath the frame, so I'll probably have to mask off a certain section of this and just give it a, you know, done kind of thing. I'll do that with the bolts there. That's good enough. I mean, it's not, yeah. So, but anyway, it's not dire straits for that right now. And then the fun stuff, you know, the less time consuming stuff, I should say, will be the floor pans. That'll be next. Try and give the underside a little bit of a quick coat of paint, either by brush or by spray, pressed air method. I'm not sure yet. I haven't decided. The underside really isn't bad. In certain areas it should be sandblasted, but I've decided that all I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these. Now, if I can find, yeah, here. You ever see one of those? I'm just going to grind it down with this, and that'll get rid of the scale. I actually wish I would have used these in the first place with the frame to get rid of that rough scale. It would have saved a lot in material and time. But in any event, you know, the frame looks good. It's sandblasted properly, and it's not rusting by no means. It's dirty, no doubt about that. I had my young lad in here, and there's Zorball all over the floor, so of course he got into that, and you know, that stuff's like cement when it's wet. Anyway, or cat litter, I should say. Just turns into a clumpy nightmare. So, but yeah, no, the frame is coming along. It's on all four wheels again, which makes me happy because it's been a long time coming since that. So, but soon enough, I'll get this all done and touched up, and I'll have this out the door today anyway, and I'll probably park it beside the plow truck, right in front of where the body is. That way I'm all set to go for when we do decide to lift the body back down onto the frame. Yeah, we got a real wicked cold snap here lately. It was minus 28 centigrade this morning, and that's, well, not as cold as farther up north, but I mean, it's cold enough for my blood, so I don't know what that's even off of, but anyway, yeah, so the furnace, we've been going through a lot of diesel fuel lately, trying to heat the place, and but at least things are coming along. You know, lots of car parts all over the place. You can see the shop is a mess, but I mean, a messy shop with two vehicles in one in each bay, that usually means there's production happening, so that makes me happy. Anyway, guys, we'll keep you updated on that, and I'm gonna get this out of here soon enough and get my Cadillac in here.